Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Or
Yeah,
not.
it's something,
It
maybe.
is something, I was just thinking about how terrible it is. I don't even know what day of the week it is unless I'm on a specific show. I know what day of the week it is if whatever show I'm on.
Yeah,
That's
and you're
it.
like me. You just turn around and say, "Hey, if I'm on this side of the camera, it's either Wednesday or Sunday. I'm good."
Yeah, well, see. Yeah.
You,
Yeah, it's
everything
only
blurs
only
together.
when it comes Tuesday I get confused. That's the only day I'm not on a show is Tuesday, and that's the only day I become confused on what day it is because I think I'm missing a show, like I should be somewhere and I'm not.
Well, maybe we need to work on putting you on a show on Tuesday. Hey, Krista, can you please let her take over for you with Rob?
Oh gosh, no, no, she can have that one. She definitely can have that one.
Oh man, so yeah, it's been a fun little week this week, though. I mean, between what we went over last week and then the fun on Wednesday night, we had a good one on Wednesday night there for a while.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Uh, talking about just different things. It just, really intrigues me and some of these stories that are just not talked about as much anymore. It's like
No,
I don't want people to forget them because they are very, very interesting.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, definitely.
it's just like, oh, on our upcoming show, Paranormal Show and Tell, we are
Mm-hmm.
talking about the Giants of Kandahar this Wednesday, and we have a special guest, which is going to be
Yes,
Jason
we do.
McLean to talk about that. So that's going to be just fantastic.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Now, y'all know me and Jason have our little fun things with each other type things. So,
But I'll leave it
yeah,
up to you guys to keep it under control. So
would we
there's
do
that.
anything to do anything to harm any? Well, never mind. We will. We're gonna have fun no matter what happens.
It's bound to be a fun and interesting show. So
Yep.
make sure you tune in to see me and Randy on Wednesday night with Mr. Donny Cho.
Yep.
And that's on the Blondes and Booze channel. So don't forget that. That's going to be at 7 p.m. Central.
Definitely. Yep.
Um, if you haven't subscribed to any of the channels, that's, Texas Front Porch, Paranormal Paul, of course, us Truth or Tinfoil. If you're just listening, please subscribe. Give us a little ding, ding, ding. Donnie Cho says stuff. We
Yep.
have Monica Rollins with Our Paranormal World. I mean, we're full. And of course, we've got Bigfoot Michigan Rob, and he's on Tuesday nights and Thursday afternoons. I mean, we've got
Yeah.
it covered 7
And
days a week.
Saturday nights. Don't forget Saturday nights.
Oh my gosh, yes, Saturday night's late night with BMR and the gals.
I'm glad y'all were the ones that got roped into that one and not me.
I don't think he wanted to be out with the guys. I think he wants to be surrounded by women.
Yeah. He likes that kind of thing, and I hope you're out there, Robin. You're listening because I'm saying it. You like to do the dancing thing. I know you do.
Right, right. But real quick, what I want to make mention of before we get started
Mm,
is that all of us here on our team are putting on a conference next September 19th and 20th of 2025. It's called the Crossing Realms Conference, and we're really super, 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 super excited.
And here
This is
comes
going to
the
be our first
special.
go at it. We've got a great, great lineup, which I'm absolutely excited. It's going to be in Richmond, Missouri. A Friday night, we're going to have a meet and greet with pizza and all the fun of just sitting around and talking with everybody. Saturday, of course, is the conference, and Saturday night, evidently, from what I just heard, we may
Mm,
have a gallery reading after
yes.
the conference, which
Yep.
is absolutely fantastic. And immediately following that, we have a ghost hunt all night long.
Yep.
Of course, the it's on Eventbrite under Blondes and Booze, but we do have it in the show at the top of our chat feed. It is
Yep.
pinned at the top, so feel
And the
free
top.
to get into that and get hit
The
that
event
order
right
button.
there, ready to roll.
Right, right. Um, the prices for Friday night and Saturday are I mean, I think they're super affordable.
Mhm.
That's going to be $50. And then, I don't know how much it is for the gallery reading right now. We're going to wait and find out that because I'm not quite sure what's going on with that yet, but I just found out about it. And then Saturday night, our ghost hunt is $75. We do have preferred seating, our VIP seating available, and that's just for an extra $10. So, I mean, if you would like to do something like that, you sure can. Like I said, just go to the link that is at the top of our chat and just click the link, and it'll take you right to Eventbrite. But, you know, I wanted to say that our speakers are, we've got a fantastic lineup right now. We have Gray Goggles, we have Haunted Souls with Haunted Garage. They're going to be bringing a haunted car, so I'm super excited about that.
Heck
We
yeah.
have Mr. Ron Murphy, Lady Ann Celine, Dr. Dean Bertram, William Lunsford, Heather Mosier, Josh Hurd, Christopher Jordan, who is going to be our tech guy for the time. You know, Randy's usually our tech guy, but you know, if he gets to make it to on this trip, he's just going to sit back with the rest of us. Well, not sit back. He's going to work with the rest of us.
Oh, no, no,
And we're
no,
going to
no,
leave
no, no,
everything to
no.
Christopher Jordan. Right. He's going to be doing podcasts all day and interviewing people. So it's going to be really cool to watch him do that. We do have a special guests that are coming. We have Ken Gerhardt, we have Dana Stricker, and we have Brent from Paranormal Portal that's going to be there. He's going to be traveling 22 hours to get there. So,
Yes,
you know,
he is.
it's just going to be super, super fun. So make sure you just click the link. You can check it out for yourself. And it's just going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be probably one of the better ones I've. And I don't go to a lot of the conferences. I go to some of them, you know, here or there. You know, the big ones, obviously Jefferson, and every so often that the first one I went to, it was okay. I mean, but ended up helping put it together. So I'm like, all right, well, we had fun. That's when we figured out, hey, we can go to this. There's a bar right next door over here that we can go to. We can sing karaoke. But you know, it was a decent bunch. That's where I first met Ken, where I first met Ann, where I first met Lyle and several of the other people, you know, that are at the majority of these conferences and such. And while it's fun and everything, I mean, you want to have some star power in there. You want to have some people that people want to come and see, you know. And quite frankly, I'm more excited. Will Lunsford's one of the ones I'm excited about because he's always got great stories. Always got great stories. So
He always, and a super great guy.
yep.
And we're going to have a little bit of comedy all day long. Tex Wesson is going to be our MC for the day. So yeah, that's going to be your comic relief all day long.
Yeah, y'all have fun with that one. If I do
And I
happen
see
to,
Mr. Donny Chill is graced us with his presence in chat. And
yeah,
yes, he's going to be there. We are
yes, he will.
every one of us in our group is going to be there. So yeah, so not only do you have all these fantastic speakers and special guests, you're going to have all of us.
Yeah, kind of scary, ain't it? All of us under one roof is scary enough, much less any ghost hunts.
I know, right? That's enough. But anyway,
Okay.
let's just go ahead and get started. We've been talking long enough.
Yeah.
So,
So this one, I'm going to refresh everybody's memory
Randy and
here
I wanted
last
to
week
go
too.
back.
I got the
Right.
audio up as well. So
But all right, Randy and I, we wanted to revisit the EVP or strange voice or whatever he caught on his podcast, and actually Donnie Cho was with us also when we were all reviewing it and going through it, and we decided that we were going to go back and match up the video with the audio separately. And I'm going to let Randy go ahead and take over from there because it is quite interesting how this happens.
okay, so right off the bat, we're literally I'm gonna put this up on for everybody to remind you last week. This is the audio file that we went over, and I'm gonna play it for you, and everybody can hear what we heard originally last week.
I think it's a worthy story. It's about
What was that?
Yeah, that was something.
Okay, so right there, me and you both, we both looked at it like, okay, what was that right there?
Right.
Everything stopped. We were like, what the heck is that? We just heard right there, you know. And I'll bring it back here.
Right.
Well, you know, there's this part right here is where it kind of phased out, or this is where you said what was that? This is the part where it was phasing out, and then right here is where we caught that obvious wording that we heard.
Right.
Okay. So we all thought, oh, you
Mhm.
know something, you know something, you know something. Well, we went back and we pulled everything together. So this is what we decided we found, or what we found, I should say, not decided we found, but we found it.
Right. Right.
This one here didn't cut the it didn't make it, but I think it's a worthy story. It's about this guy.
Okay. So right there's where it fades out. You saw the confusion in Rob's eyes, and you could see the alert in your eyes too.
Right.
That phase out, he was still
Absolutely.
talking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bring it back, and when the phase out happens, watch his mouth keep going. You can hear it just kind of trails off.
It didn't make it, but I think it's a worthy story. It's about this guy.
What was that?
So there was what was you? And he's trying to say something, but it isn't quite coming through.
Right.
And then right after you asked what was that is where we heard he knows something. And as you can see,
You know something? Are you kidding me?
And
See?
he said it. What was that?
that was
Mhm.
him.
He said it.
It was his bit that said it, and we were confused as what it was because it didn't really sound like his voice when we heard it originally.
No. But as the more we listen to it, yes, it did sound like him, and that's why we got to go back to the video.
Yeah. So when we matched up the video, quite obviously, we have an issue between Rob's mic and his computer. So something caused his audio to just kind of cut out, which created that digital effect is what we're hearing.
Yeah, it gave that little bit of an echo type thing. So this is debunked. There is
Yes.
nothing paranormal about this. This is all technical issues.
Yes.
So that,
100% technical.
and yeah, and this is all part of it. Just when you think you got something really cool, and then you're like, oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Just dang
You
it.
could hear both
It's
of us
not
on
good enough.
Wednesday when we pulled this up. We looked at it. We're like, both of us are like, oh man.
I know. I mean, because, well, we have caught things that we can't explain.
Yeah, definitely.
We've
Definitely.
absolutely caught things on these shows that we cannot explain. But, we just thought this was something weird.
Yes. And it sounded that way when we were just listening to audio. It really did.
Right.
But
I mean, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is debunked.
Yep. Yeah, we can do it to ourselves. Let's just do it to
We'll
ourselves.
do it to ourselves.
Right?
We are doing it to ourselves. And that's okay.
Our fault, really.
And that's, it was just a strange audio blip. It was something where
That's all it
his
amounts to.
microphone and computer were having an issue.
Yeah.
And whatever that was, I don't know. I don't know.
And like I said,
So it wasn't communicating the way it should have been.
I helped him pick out that computer originally because he was just doing it on an old beat up laptop that he'd had for about 6 years originally. And I told him, I said, first of all, you need to get a desktop because a desktop's going to be easier for you. You're going to be able to, your sound's going to be better. Your video's going to be better. You got more processing power. Everything's shared on a laptop. All the memory is shared on it. So with this, you can have your own standalone video card with it and you can do anything you want. That's going to eliminate a bunch of processing power from your CPU. Then you don't have to worry about it. Now, I don't know what his setup is with the mic and all that, but
hey, it all can be operator error.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never have operator error. Like I tell Tex sometimes.
Definitely can.
Like I tell Tex sometimes, hey, you got to be smarter than the equipment you operate, okay?
Yeah, well, it was kind of like one time I kept getting audio, and this is with an old aux cord I had, and I kept hearing this ticking sound, like it sounded like something kept thumping my audio.
Yeah.
And come to find out, it was the cord. When it turned a certain way, it would make this particular sound in my audio, and I'm like, dang it. Dang it.
And as soon as you figure it out, you're like, I thought I had something.
I know. I mean, but you got to throw it out. So that's just less space I have to save for it. You know what I mean? It's more space for something else.
Exactly. So that just it didn't want to be on your recorder. That's all. Okay.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Well, so then we started talking about y'all caught at the place you were at a few weeks back.
Right. And we played them on Blondes and Booze show. But unfortunately, with Krista's setup, she doesn't have the programs that you and I have, Randy. So she cannot enhance these things and put them on air like you can. Okay.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have all the graphs and everything that we can look at and pinpoint it and then pull it up. She just doesn't have that. So Randy and I thought it'd be cool if we take those audio, pull them on here, and show you exactly what it looks like on our graph, and maybe we can enhance it enough where you can actually hear this without earphones.
Yeah. Okay, so which one do you want to do? The taps or the first whistle or the second whistle?
Do the first whistle because and enhance that one because I mean it is very prominent. Like you don't really have to do anything with it. It's right there.
No.
But if you enhance it, it'll just make it easier for everyone.
All right. Hang on just a second here. All right. Trying to get where I need to be here. I'm looking right at it and I'm sitting there. Okay. All right. Here we go. Now, this is the actual file. And I'm just going to play it right now as it sits.
Hey, wait. Do you hear that whistle? That's how it sits right there.
That's how it sits. Now, I'm going to, even their voices, y'all's voices were a little muffled. I mean, because it's not, very loud to start with. So with earphones, you can hear it great. Somebody else can hearing it through the other way, through a speaker. They're not going to hear hardly anything, even to include you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and enhance the whole. I'm going to amplify the whole thing first, but I'm not going to go crazy with it. Obviously, we're going to go ahead and amplify it up. Let's do about 3 decibels.
Hey, wait.
So you can hear y'all a lot better now.
Yeah, try it about 5 decibels.
5 decibels more.
Yeah, I'll try 5.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, you can hear it plain as day right there.
Yeah. And I haven't even gotten to where the whistle's at. I just wanted to make sure y'all could hear your voices real easy, Now.
Right. It's like right in there.
This area right
that's
here.
Too far.
Well, I'm just doing
there
encompassing
you go.
Before we even get back to your voices. So
there you go.
All right. So we're going to amplify that area by itself. And we're going to take it up. I'm going to say another, we'll do 10 on this one.
Okay.
Just to bring that area up right there.
There you go. Because I can see it in the graph.
Exactly. So here we go. Right through there. And this was actually somebody talking right here. The whistle's right in here. In this area. It's in the background. So if I was to do an actual noise reduction on it, I would eliminate that actual whistle. It's that far into the background.
Right. So you can't really do that. All you can really do is enhance.
Yep. All I can do is enhance. And now I'm going to play it from the beginning again with that enhanced like it is.
Okay.
And it's right in there.
Wait.
This area right there.
Yeah,
the only thing was that?
Go ahead.
No, I was saying the only thing I can see in this one is look at your graphs in the upper and the bottom on the different different channels. This one's got a little bit of a low beat right here, where this one stays the same. So
yeah,
it's only
you might have missed it.
Yeah.
You might have missed it. Okay. So you see on the top graph how you didn't highlight that kind of bigger blip.
This one?
Yeah, it's on the downside of that.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna we'll pull back a little bit and just get to that because I detected it right in here, but let's see what we got. It looks like it's starting right there.
Right there. Yep. So
I'll
pull it
use
out
this
just a hair. There you
to
go.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's starting right here and it's still going. It's still going, I think, when y'all start talking, or when that bit right here starts talking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna bring it here and we'll start it from there again. Yeah, see, it goes behind. It goes behind your voice the whole time. So
Yeah. So I mean, so now there was a whistle,
mhm.
and there was only three three ladies in the building, and it was all three of us standing right next to each other. So I don't know who was whistling. Somebody in the building that we couldn't see.
Yeah, freaky. We don't know.
Don't know. Have no idea.
And this is the good thing about having somebody bring this in. You were there. You were there when it
Mhm.
happened. We know it's not an
Absolutely.
EVP. We know it's a disembodied voice because
Yes.
you guys heard it.
Yes, we heard it. I I acknowledged it and said, "Hey, did you hear that?"
Yep.
So I mean, and it was louder. I mean, this audio is not even doing it justice because I
No.
heard it plain as day.
I imagine with the echoing of the area you're in, it was pretty much an empty room, right?
We were in a bathroom, but it was a larger with very large
Okay.
ceilings, very tall
Gotcha.
ceilings.
So
So
you had a lot of echoing room.
there was a lot of echo. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because it sounds like with y'all talking, it sounds like an echo. So any little noise is going to sound much louder to you there physically in person than what it's going to sound to us over this, obviously,
Yeah.
over any recording.
Right. Well, let's bring
So
up the taps. Let's bring up the
okay,
taps because this is the second one that was even harder to hear than this one here. The second one was
yeah,
harder to hear, but Randy and I amplified it, and it's definitely there. It is
yeah.
definitely there. And let me give you a little background on this. We were sitting there
Hmm.
talking, and then we heard two distinct knocks.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call them knocks.
So
They were more like, instead of like that, it was like fingernail on wood type thing.
it was something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was definitely something.
Okay, so let's listen to this and see what we got here.
Is that you? No, that's knocking. That was Tex.
Yeah. So you can barely hear that at all.
But you can see it up on the graph up here when it actually
I
happened.
can see it on the graph. Yes.
Watch that. Tap tap right there.
You? No, that's
Yeah.
knocking. That was Tex.
Yeah.
And we're talking about right here. Now, when I
Yeah.
amplify this some, you're gonna see.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get-
Amplify it because you're going to watch the graph get bigger.
all right. We're gonna let this one amplify a good amount here. Not 30. Oh Lord, no, not 30.
Oh gosh, no.
It would overkill with background noise. This is liable to overkill a little bit with background noise, just at 20. And I'm gonna start
Hey,
it beforehand.
Randy, you see that middle line?
This one right here.
The middle line between the two graphs? The middle
Yeah,
line
right
between
here.
the two graphs? Hey, can you pull that all the way down?
You just
Pull
want
that line all the
one
way down.
channel. You just want one
Yeah, I
channel
just
in.
want one.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So you can clearly see on the graph where there is two distinct noises, whether they be
Yeah.
knocks, taps, whatever we're talking about. But you can
Exactly.
see it now, within the graph.
All right. So, and I've like I said, I've expanded these by 20 decibels. So
Okay.
Is that you? No, that's knocking. That was Tex.
Yeah.
So there's definitely, you can see boom, boom right there.
Yeah. Can
they're
you
tapped.
isolate that just the taps?
Yeah.
Just
Here we go.
isolate those, okay? And
Yep.
then play it again. Whoop.
You ready?
Yep. Yeah.
Tap,
And
tap.
again, the audio did not pick it up as loud as we were hearing it.
Yeah.
These were audible noises that we were physically hearing at the time. So
Yeah,
there was
exactly.
definitely knocks, and we couldn't explain those.
No. I mean, if y'all were sitting
Mm-mm.
there and y'all react to it, hey, was that you? Was that you? Much like with mine from Oatlands last week, I'd heard something. I asked the ladies that were there. Same thing with you guys. Y'all were asking each other, so everybody heard it.
Mhm. And we always do that to verify.
Yeah, you got to.
Hey, did you
have-
hear it?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I mean, maybe we're just hearing it because if I live listen, meaning I've got my headphones on, which are noise canceling and everything
Mhm.
else, and everything is amplified for me, maybe I am the only one hearing it.
Yeah. So you want to make sure
So
that
I have
everybody
to
else heard
ask,
it too.
did everybody else hear it?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, we don't know, and we don't know obviously what was doing it. Was it the same room according to Freaky? Was the same room and everything?
Yes.
It was the same room. So
Same
you're still
room.
in that bathroom. So anything's going to cause
Yes.
that louder echo effect. So you're going to hear it easier there than we would have through any electronic means.
Right. Now, granted, these have been abandoned buildings and things like that.
Yep.
So we had to, we checked for any like signs of possible animals in there or anything
Mhm.
like that, and there wasn't any. There was
No.
nothing. And because sometimes in abandoned buildings you can look and you find mouse droppings or maybe even raccoon droppings or something like that. You'll find something.
Yeah.
But I didn't find anything in
And
this.
quite frankly, what I'm hearing there doesn't sound like a normal rat, rabbit, raccoon, that kind of a knock. It's too rhythmic, shall we say?
Right. Yes. But the crazy thing about this is the backstory on this is we were in the bathroom and we were by this tub, which is on an elevated platform. And it's because the boiler was underneath.
Yeah.
What used to be the boiler was underneath it, and that would heat the water. Well, it wasn't working.
No.
And the water was way too hot, and somehow this lady had slipped and fell in the boiling water.
Ooh.
Right. And she was wearing a necklace, and when they found her, you could hear the necklace clinking against the tub.
Yeah.
It was a key, I believe, and you could hear it clinking against the tub when they found her. So there's a key in there, and we've tried clinking the key on the tub or anything like that. But I don't know if this is maybe I don't know if that may be residual. I don't know.
I'm gonna play this again because I'm gonna kind of have it do a replay several times here because there's something that I want to hear whether or not number one, it doesn't sound like it's tapping on any kind of metal at all.
No.
It sounds like it's tapping on wood.
Mhm.
And I can't really tell if there's any kind of other echo coming off of it. That's what I want to try and listen for here.
Okay.
So, yeah, and see, with what I'm hearing through the headphones right now, just listen to that. That's what I'm hearing. Like I'm taking that fingernail and tapping on the desk right here. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not hearing any kind of an echo. So if it's residual, which would make more sense, that would explain it being muffled to the point there's no actual echo.
Possibly. Now, the platform that this thing sits on is made of tile.
Okay.
So I didn't test it out to see if that made the sound.
What kind of tile do you know? It's old subway tile type stuff.
It's little itty bitty like 1x1 tiles.
Oh, okay. Floor tiles.
Yeah,
The
you
little
know them 1x1.
Yeah.
And the whole
Yeah.
thing is covered in it except for the tub. And the tub sits down in it. In the floor. It sits in the floor. So you kind of have to walk up like I think 3 or 4 stairs and then go across it and then get down in it.
Like a European
It's like
sauna bath.
yeah, you got to step down into the tub.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because it was used for therapy.
Yeah. So the old whirlpool / hot tubs used to be used.
Yeah, cold, hot, whatever you wanted
Yeah.
to use it for.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
it was built for therapy, is what it was.
Okay.
I
So
when it changed over to the girls, the girls'
mhm.
college, I'm assuming that they just use those as regular bathtubs.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, no, Freaky. I don't think it has any lion's feet because if it's set in, we're obviously stuck it's in the floor. So, but the tub
Right.
itself, was it metal? Little twisted ass and that was it metal?
No, it didn't sound metal. It didn't sound metal to me. It sounded more like what we have today of the more porcelain type.
Yeah.
Porcelain type. I mean, I mean, I wouldn't call it fiberglass for sure.
No, it's too old to be fiberglass, I would assume, right?
Right. Right.
So
Because this
it's probably
happened
a
back in
porcelain
the
type then,
I want to say it happened back in the 70s, 1970s
or
that this
an
has
enamel.
happened. Because
That's what I'm
yeah, this
thinking of.
location didn't close down to 2015, so we got to keep that in
Oh,
mind. Because
yeah.
a lot of places that were like, oh, they closed back in 1980 or 1970, 1960. No, this is 2015 when this place closed.
Okay, so could there have been a renovation that put a different style tub in there then, I guess?
It's the
That
same tub that was in there when it happened.
when it first happened. Okay.
Yes.
So then my bet, this is just thinking in a builder mode right now. The time frame that was done, it was probably an enameled metal is what it is. So just like clawfoot tub, it's nice and enameled on the inside and outside, but it's still metal. So, and it makes a different sound than regular metal does. So, but being set into the floor like you're talking about, that's going to completely change the way it's going to sound to start with.
I mean, it could have been like a sound coming from underneath it for all I know.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to see if I heard metal, whether or not it was one of the pipes being tapped or something. But that's
No,
not there. That is not there.
no.
So
So honestly, we couldn't debunk the sound.
no,
We tried
doesn't sound
everything.
like it.
We tried everything, and we could not debunk that sound.
And I would
And like
say,
you said, it's rhythmic, so
yeah,
that didn't make any sense.
I would say I'm with you. I bet money it sounds like a residual versus anything else. I don't think anything's trying to communicate with you with just the taps. I
Hmm.
think it's just a residual of some sort.
Could have been, but
So
then again, I mean, we had something whistling trying to get our attention, so this may have been a knock of some kind trying to get our attention. That I
it
don't
very
know
well could have
either.
been. Yeah, we
Right,
can't tell for sure. So
right.
you would think it also, with being a residual, if it was a residual, you might have had a little bit more than just a couple of taps too. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Something else,
And
kind of like,
Krista's the one that picked up on those taps. I mean,
yeah,
she's the one that first reacted, and you can tell that on the on the
yeah,
recording. She reacted first.
yeah, definitely. See you later,
Right.
freaky. All right, so this was the taps. Now you had another one with some whistling too,
Yes.
and
Now this one is the one that was hardest to hear out of all of them. This is the hard. I mean, I
mm,
heard it plain as day, but then again, I've got headphones on, noise canceling. But until Randy and I really dug into it and looked at it, now you can hear it, and it s'mores. It s'mores. Ugh, it sounds
I tell you what, you
more
got on your
ominous.
brain.
I know. I can't even have chocolate. I'm allergic to it. But anyway, it sounds more ominous when we listen to it now.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
very strange.
So here's the full clip.
All the way up there. Probably because the boiler's beneath. Maybe. So, Mark, did you hear that time?
Now, I'm gonna say out front from get go on this one. It took me a while to hear it
Mm-hmm.
because it sounds like it's a lot further away from y'all than what the first one was.
Mm-hmm. And could have
It's
been.
either, yeah, it very well could have been, but that's what it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like because it sounds like it's just further off. I mean, it's like a Doppler effect almost. It's literally just okay. It sounds like it's that far away versus this far away,
Mm-hmm.
but it sounds like the exact same whistle.
Yes. Yes, it does. Well, let's enhance the whole thing.
Okay, we're gonna do the whole thing or just the because there's one
Well,
spot up here I was asking about too, other than
okay,
just the
well,
whistle.
Well, we can enhance the whole thing. I mean, from where
Okay.
you want to start to finish, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Let me see if this is where I was hearing right here.
Maybe.
That part right there. You heard what I was talking about?
Yes, I definitely heard it. And this is something that I didn't even pick up on the first time. This is something Randy said, hey, I heard this.
Yep.
So go ahead and enhance that part and let everybody decide what they think about that.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and enhance this one for the fun of it, just to see what we got here. Because I didn't enhance it really a whole lot when we did it before. I just literally played around with it some. We'll do 20 again to bring that bit up here. Okay. Then I'm going to have, you're going to hear the first person talking. I think it's Krista, if I'm not mistaken, right there.
Maybe.
That's the first time we've actually enhanced that. Now I hear yes. That's just me.
Go ahead.
Maybe. Maybe.
I don't know. Back it up just a hair so I can hear more of the context of what we were
Okay.
talking about, and then
We'll get you right.
Okay, go
Actually,
ahead.
we'll go from the front so that you can get the whole thing there.
Okay.
All the way up there. Probably because the boiler's beneath. Maybe.
Something about the boilers, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. That's weird. Play it again.
That's just what I heard, so.
All the way up there. Probably because the boiler's beneath. Maybe.
But doesn't it sound like a breath at the beginning, but it ends with
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, it's almost like
Like you
Kinda
can
like
hear
that.
the end of the syllable.
which made me think yes. So that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, and normally my gut just, when I hear it, I'm trying to make sense of it too, obviously. But
Right.
hearing that, it just sounds like somebody saying yes.
Right.
So, and one more time, what do y'all think?
All the way up there. Probably because the boiler's beneath. Maybe.
Now,
See, it's
of
right
course-
on the end of that.
yeah, it's right on the
It
end of
sounds like a breath, like yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
like
Is what it
somebody.
sounds like. Okay, play it again.
One more time, or however many times we got to do it. How's that?
Right. Go ahead.
All the way up there. Probably because the boiler's beneath. Maybe.
Do it
Now
again.
I'm
I didn't
wondering-
quite catch it.
All the way up there. Probably because the boiler's beneath. Maybe.
Okay.
See, there's
so
something on the end of that. Now I can't hear it, but there's something
that's
there.
okay. 'Cause
Maybe.
what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take this and we're going to undo that amplify right there. And now I'm going to highlight all the way to here. And then we'll amplify and see if we hear the whole bit.
Okay.
All right. So here we go again with a little bit more amplification for more part.
All the way up there. Probably because the boiler's beneath. Maybe. Tell. Mark.
Did you hear that? Because it went. You hear the breath, the end of the syllable, which I think is like it, not yes, but s, and then
Yeah.
the whistle. It's like the whistle. Like
There
it
we go
is
again.
almost taking a breath to whistle.
Yeah,
All the way
and
up
that could be
there.
it.
Probably because the boiler's beneath. Maybe. Tell.
Okay, highlight. All right, highlight that section right there, and we're gonna have to really turn that up because that is difficult.
And we got to, I'm going to undo this. I'm going to do the whole thing together.
No,
Because if he's
I
doing-
just want the middle part.
This right here.
No, the whole thing,
This.
the whole middle part,
Which middle part? So,
the one where it starts with the breath and then finish there. That
okay,
should do it. I hope.
You want some more, right?
Yeah, a little more.
Okay.
Okay, now put that up to like 15.
16,
See what we
41
got.
something.
There you
It's going to
go.
be loud. So be prepared.
Okay. But you can hear it right after the breath. You hear the whistle, and you've really got to listen closely. And honestly, I don't know how I caught it.
Yeah, I don't either
Because
because I can barely hear the whistle now.
okay, that's because we're so focused on the breath.
Yeah.
But it's immediately after the breath. So
Isn't it,
focus on immediately after the breath.
is it right in here where I'm here where the whistle starts?
I don't know.
Hang on.
I don't know.
No, I didn't hear it. So anyway, here you go. Here we go with the breath.
Okay.
And it starts. I can hear it in the very back. The starting
The
of
very
the
back of that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the very
And
back
I
of
mean,
that.
it sounds like it's on a different part of the room. From where that breath's at.
Like it might have been down the hall.
Yeah,
The
something
whistle
like that.
down the hall, but whatever's taking a breath is in there with us. So maybe there was two spirits at the time.
That's a possibility. I mean, that is very, very much a possibility because I'm going to have to back this off a little bit. So let me undo this real quick because it's kind of over amplifying itself. So let me take it just to about not 15,
12.
but yeah, or 10 or something. It's just
Well,
way too much.
10's not enough. 10's not enough.
Okay, let's see what this sounds like then. We'll start right here.
Maybe.
But you got earphones on.
Yeah, and
Mark.
I'm trying to
you
listen
hear
more
that
for the actual the start of the whistle, which is in behind this area right here.
It's in the shaded area. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's in there. So, but I think it's a two-part whistle. I think that's part of the whistle, and then there's another part of the whistle that's after here. I'm gonna start right here again, and then listen in this spot right in here. It sounds like there's a little bit more of a whistle in this area.
Maybe.
Hear it?
Mark, do you hear that time?
This area right here.
I'd have to really get in there and pull that apart. It's kind of hard for me because I don't have earphones on and it's really difficult to see if it's there. But this is one of those things that you really have to fine tune it because it sounds like that you're dealing with two different spirits at one time.
I think you are too, because I think this breath is in a different spot from
The breath sounds
where
like
the
it's
whistle.
right up on top of me.
Yeah, yeah. And the other one, I'm gonna try this and see back here because I think I hear that a second part of the whistle in this area. So you hear it kind of going down.
No, I can't hear it. No.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me see if I can. We'll bring it up a little bit more. I don't even. Okay. I want to just play that a little bit. I don't want to. You hear it there that time?
I hear a little bit. It sounds like hollow.
Yeah, like
yeah, like a yeah. That's
and there
what it
was no
sounds like to
wind or anything
me.
going through, right?
No. Mm-mm.
So
Not in that particular room. No.
Yeah.
We
Now,
moved out of
been
other
sitting out in the
rooms
hallway? Yeah.
because we had contamination from outside. So we moved into more interior rooms so we wouldn't have that.
Gotcha. Okay. Could there have been one out in the hallway echoing down, maybe? But y'all would have heard that. I think you would have heard that.
Right.
So, I mean, I hear two distinct whistles. Like I said, one is mixed up in the actual breath here. And then this one
and there's
sounds like a lower pitch one, maybe even further away. I don't know.
could be. I don't know. It's everybody's guess out there, everybody.
Yeah.
Can anybody else hear that? I mean, I don't. I mean, I can hear it at the hair. I can hear it like it sounds like a hollow type thing, but I don't
That's
know.
all I can hear.
I wouldn't take that as evidence, though. I mean,
oh no, you can't, because like I said, I think you could recreate that part, but I could hear.
I would take I would take the first part of it, which I did, because it's there. The definite whistle is there. The breath is there. I would take that as evidence, but the second part, I don't think I would.
And see, when we were first listening to it, that's the first thing that drew me. I didn't even go to this part first. I went to that hollow sounding. Of course, like I said, I got the earphones on. I can hear it easier than what y'all can. So
Right.
it just seemed like that was the first part I had heard, and then when I started digging is when I heard that one. So
Right.
these are all done. I'm gonna play the whole thing again and see if we can hear anything different.
All the way up there. Probably because the boiler's beneath. Maybe. So, Mark.
I heard
you
it
hear
then. Okay. I heard it then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
You heard what I was talking
But
about? Yeah.
yeah, but that is so far back in there. And even if
Yeah.
you did some noise canceling, things like that, you would lose it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use that part as evidence. I wouldn't use it.
No.
But the first
And I
part I
think,
would.
like I said,
Second part, no.
yeah, I honestly, I think it's more along the lines of it sounds like a wind blowing through something more than anything else. That's why I was wondering if maybe you had some contamination of some sort that way. But
No. No.
it,
Not
yeah,
in that particular room. We did not. That's
no,
why we moved to the interior.
yeah, oh yeah,
So we would get away from that. I mean, but for everybody out there, this is the stuff that we go through, and it seems boring sometimes. I
yeah.
mean, because
Oh, it
you're
is.
just listening and listening and listening, and you're stopping and you're highlighting, and you're like, okay, can we hear this better? What is this? And it's like, do I keep it? Do I throw it out? This is what we go through, and
Yeah. Oh yeah,
and
definitely. I mean,
sometimes I think video is worse.
oh god. Well, and you've got these 3 EVPs that you got. How
Right.
many hours did you get? Now, I shouldn't say EVPs. These are more disembodied because y'all reacted to them. Y'all knew they were there.
Right.
So you kind of knew where you needed to go to find them. How many times have you gone through your evidence and sat there and just all of a sudden found an EVP that you had no idea was even going to be anywhere near there?
A ton.
Yeah.
A ton.
And you sit there for hours doing nothing but listening to different feeds of different mics on different recorders. And, an 8-hour investigation takes you 3 weeks to go through the actual evidence.
Right. Right. And see, some of this stuff that I have went through, I have not went through it with the fine tooth comb yet. And there is still stuff on my body cam that I need to get to. I need to get it and chop it up, and because there are things flying around in the room, and at 39 degrees, it's not bugs.
Yeah. And I've got the same issue. We did the bar investigation last year. I still haven't gone through every bit of that yet. Still haven't.
Well, I've been working every day. The only day I had off was Thanksgiving, so I haven't. I knew that I had some that I had caught, and so I could go directly to them and find those things. But I just kind of skimmed on the rest of them, and I still haven't had time yet because, like I said, I'm working every single day.
Oh yeah, all the time. All the time.
All right. Right.
And while I technically only work at my job 4 days a week, but I drive an hour and a half each way, so by the time I get home, I don't even want to look at a computer. I don't even want to think about a computer. I want to lay down and go to sleep. And then Fridays, I'm starting to do the honeydew list, and stuff, and try to get stuff done around the house that needs to get done.
Right.
You just don't have the time. I mean, I know you're working a lot more as far as different hours. You work different schedules, obviously, than what I do. So trying to mix and match and all that stuff just becomes a bloody nightmare real quick.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, we've got one EVP to go over.
Yeah.
Still yet, that we're going to do for the end of the show. But, I'm kind of missing my pictures. I think we should have a Red Circle Sunday.
Oh, I'm feeling that. Trust me, the stuff I've been seeing on some of the boards on Facebook the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I'm just sitting there going, you don't even need red circles. We'll call it Misty Sunday.
There you go.
Yeah. Because I'm looking
the
at somebody
in the dark Sunday.
I'm like, really? What? Don't get me wrong. I understand manifestations. I understand you seeing what you want to see, and I would never tell anybody you're not seeing what you're seeing because they truly believe it. People do truly believe that stuff.
I know. And the funny thing is that they're not grasping to the extent of, hey, if it's cold outside, you're gonna see your breath.
Yeah,
And if you take a
exactly.
picture
A
of
lot
your
of people
breath,
are.
it's going to look like a mist. If you're outside smoking
Yeah.
a cigarette and you take a picture, it's going to look like a mist.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to
100%.
roll with
Trying to make
that,
sure I got
and
right.
sometimes it's hard to tell, but sometimes it's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the ones that get me the most. And I'm trying to make sure I've got the right one up here when we get ready to do this next one. But when I sit there and I start going through the sound, the audios alone, that's, to me, that's the hardest part, because that's what'll sit there and you'll go, and
Yeah.
you'll fall asleep and you're going to miss something invariably every time.
Right. Well,
And when you're doing it, especially if you're doing it by yourself, I mean,
and your mind drifts.
yeah.
Have you ever noticed that watching or listening to audio, and your mind will drift on to, hey, I got to pay that bill, or I need to take the trash out, or I got to go do this, and your mind drifts. It really does.
Mhm.
And it is not like they put it on TV where they're like, oh, we got to review the evidence on our show. And they're all sitting there really intently like, oh, did you hear that? Listen to this. Da-da. No, that's not how it works.
No, not one bit. Not one bit.
That's not realistic, everyone. It's kind of like you're sitting and you're listening, and you're trying not to focus with your eyes on anything. You're trying to listen with your ears and not think about other things, because you do get distracted. It's the unglamorous part of investigations.
Well,
It is.
I think the only one I ever saw that actually kind of halfway did it was the old Ghost Hunter show. But it was in those first couple of seasons when you're sitting there, they got a whole montage of hours upon hours of them guys going,
But do you know that they're not the only ones that were reviewing that evidence?
Oh no, everybody was. It wasn't just those two guys.
You got like 5-7 people in there reviewing all this evidence. So they're chopping up all, and they would only be, well, I can't say that. They would only show like 10 minutes or 5 minutes of the investigating or the reviewing evidence part.
Yeah.
But believe me, they were doing it for days.
Oh yeah.
Because
and you could see in their eyes,
Right, because these individuals are not getting all this evidence in one night. It takes them days to get stuff, if they get anything.
And they may not go back for their reports, to the people that they were, the reveals that they show, for weeks. You're talking weeks sometimes before they could do that.
Right.
So,
In some of it still, I am not 100% on what they're saying is evidence, or if I would have even showed that for evidence. If it is not clear cut, not some sound or some image, or I wouldn't claim it.
Something.
I wouldn't even put it on the show, because some of them are like, they've got so much white noise when they're enhancing their audio, when they're putting it on the show, that you cannot even hear it, or they'll put the words up so you'll know what it says.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, no, that's not what we're supposed to be doing here. You can hear a voice, but that's great.
Yeah.
But, if you're not hearing a clear tone, then I think it's worthless. Some of it, I think they're just making it up. They're just like, oh, well, that sounds like the white noise said.
Come on, nobody would ever. No, they'd never make any of that stuff up. It's all real. It is, or they wouldn't be able to put it on TV.
I know. And I hate to say that, but if it is not something that I can enhance a little bit and go, that right there is unexplained. I cannot explain that. I can't debunk it. So I would call that evidence. Absolutely. Yeah. So like the two knocks, the whistle, I cannot explain those. Because you're talking about 3 women in a building alone, and we were all standing together, but yet the whistle sounds like it is not with us; it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
exactly what it really did. It sounded like it was away from y'all. It sounded like it was
right?
100% away from you guys. So
Right? Exactly. Exactly. So,
that tells
I
me it
mean,
wasn't really trying to communicate with you. It was just doing its thing somewhere else.
right. And I promise everybody, I cannot throw my voice, so that won't happen.
Yeah, we already tried to debunk that one time with one on here. So yeah.
Right. 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 All right.
Well,
Well, let's listen to that last one real quick, and then
yeah,
next
this
week I
one
I say let's do some red circles. Let's
and
let's get back
myths
into
and
some photos, and maybe I will pull up or find some video and see what we can do with maybe little bits and pieces of video. There's been some things I've been seeing out there that I'm
I've
questioning,
seen a
because
lot.
most of it I'm like, no. No, I don't think so. It's just like I would not put that out there. I would not put that out there. But there's some things I'm just like,
Wait a
maybe.
second. Yeah, because we've
Yeah,
had a couple on here that I initially dismissed, and then we started looking at it on here, and I'm going, wait a second,
right,
hold up.
right.
I didn't see
Well,
that
let's
before.
listen to this last one and
All
give
right,
us a
here we
little
go.
bit of backstory. Now, is this the same one we were listening to
Yeah,
last
we
week?
listened to it last week, but this is the compressed wave file now. When
Okay.
the wave files and such go through their compression algorithms and get into MP3s, things are kind of chopped, so you don't get everything you could. And I didn't hear this last week until Max, the guy that caught it, he told me. He's like, "Hey, listen to this part in the wave file that you couldn't hear it in your other files." Like, okay,
Yeah.
and sure enough,
Whenever you're converting files
yep,
from one program to another, you absolutely risk something in the
yeah.
file. You could corrupt it even.
At 100%. So I'm gonna play the entire thing, and you'll recognize, and you'll hear some of this stuff, and you'll hear. Remember the little girls' voices and they're singing and stuff like that.
Yes,
A
this is the
little
one
bit,
I found so awesome. Yeah.
yeah. And this one, like I said, the clarity is a whole different level before the conversion. So I'll just let it
Okay.
play and let y'all listen.
Okay.
Can you tap?
Alright, I'll try to.
Goodbye.
Okay.
That little girl's talking all the way through it.
Yeah, and you could hear a lot easier now than you could before, didn't you?
Right, right, right. But there is that one part that is interesting to me.
Uh-huh.
You'll hear it go,
Yeah.
and it sounds
Eh,
like it's right in the mic.
let's see. What's going to be right after the guy says goodbye, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
right in there. I think so, possibly.
Okay.
Can you tap?
Alright, I'll try to.
That
Right
was
there.
the first one. Yeah. That was the first one I heard. Now, listen to right after the guy says goodbye.
Can you tap?
Alright, I'll try to.
Goodbye.
Did you hear that?
That sounds like the same person when they said goodbye. That was them. That's
Kinda.
that's the same voice. Yeah, that's the same one.
in a whisper or something?
Huh?
In like a whisper or something?
Kinda. Like you're like, okay, goodbye. Okay, how do I turn this off? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Let's
It's kind of like you can do. It's like, what am I doing here? Or you're talking to yourself, so you're real quiet when you're saying it. But it
Yeah,
sounds
and
like the exact same person that said goodbye. That sounds just like them.
I think that's the way I took it the first time. But once again, I've known Max forever too. So, it's one of those things like he says that they didn't do it. I can't. He said he couldn't verify one way or the other, but he says he was told that they didn't say anything. But once again, everybody's wearing Beowulfs and not the Olympuses, So this is 100%
Because it's
uncompressed
showing on the
raw
graph.
audio. Yeah,
It's showing on the graph.
yeah. The funny thing I did listen to going through, we were listening to talk about the girl singing and stuff, and you could hear that little giggle more
Yeah.
pronounced in this one than I could last
Yeah.
week too.
Yeah. Let's
So
let's look at the let's look at the end of that again.
okay, ready?
Goodbye.
See how it's almost like something he might have brushed the Beowulf something right there. Maybe that caused what it sounded like. Cause see how that spikes?
It definitely sounds like that person. Like I said, that is not that does not resemble on a graph
Yeah,
what
it doesn't.
a spirit
Yeah,
would look like. That looks human right there.
I think. I think it's kind of it's hard for me. Of course, like I say, I'm going by somebody I know, so
Goodbye.
it's
Goodbye.
see, and I can hear where they're kind of you can make yourself think that's it, but I can't see.
I mean, if we wanted to look into that, to me, it kind of sounds like it says Erica.
Yeah, and they were saying that they thought it was Eric Weiss, but and after it now, after that bit, it sounds like once again where you heard the, it sounds like
Yes.
the same thing after that. So let's try this again.
Goodbye.
You heard that?
No.
You didn't
Yeah,
hear
that
it?
doesn't sound the same. Doesn't sound the same.
Doesn't sound the same as what was up here. I know that, but
No.
that's not even close to that one. So
That's
Right.
I mean, of course the little girl, is fantastic. I mean, this is a class A EVP to end all EVPs.
oh yeah,
This is a
100%.
once in a lifetime catch.
Yep.
I mean, with her singing and going and giggling, but
I
there's
still
so
think
much
it's
else.
two little
There's so much
girls
other
too.
stuff going on in this.
Yeah, that's the hard part. When you talk about with the Beowulfs and stuff, yeah, they're great. They were great technology for the time, but they don't make them anymore. You can't hardly buy a video or an audio recorder anymore that record uncompressed anything. So
Mhm.
this is one of those that you may never be able to capture again unless you're using a computer with a sound setup.
I don't know. I have faith in digital.
Well,
I
I
have
do
faith
too.
in
Don't get me wrong.
digital.
So, but it just when I listen to this one versus the MP3 record conversion, it was difference between night and day. It really is. So
Yeah.
we'll let it
I
go
mean, but
one more time.
the MP4 is really doing
Yeah.
it's so much better than MP3s.
Yeah.
So I mean, the sound quality is even better. But I mean, like I said, anytime that you're talking about taking these WAV files and then converting them into anything else, you have that chance of corrupting the whole
Always.
thing.
Or you're running into
But
problems like I did with my DVR. My DVR records in a in an AVI format that is a different AVI format than what the Windows 11 and Windows 10 want to recognize. So I have to go out and either figure out where to find a codec that doesn't exist anymore for the most part, or I have to convert it to MP4.
yeah,
And that's what I've been doing, slowly but surely converting everything to MP4 from it. So
right.
let's see here. All right, we're gonna play this one more time before we say goodbye. How's that?
Right. Okay.
Can you tap?
All right, I'll tell you.
Goodbye.
Giggle. It's tough for me to say on that last one because it's literally I can hear what he's hearing, but I could also explain it with somebody maneuvering something around on their chest. You know what I mean? Or with the
Right,
gadget
because you
they
can
got.
clearly hear them fidgeting with the recorder to turn it off.
Yeah.
So when in doubt, throw it out.
Yeah. But I did that little that we heard that you heard up toward the front. I'm wondering if that could be part of the Eric Weiss part 2.
I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
tough to
It just
say.
sounds strange. It does not sound like part of the recording as if
Yeah.
like they heard it.
But still, an amazing EVP all the way around. as far as
all
this
the way around.
amazing recording. Because that little girl giggling is just that makes it for me. It tells me she's
Like I
still
said,
happy. She's still happy.
That's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Absolutely one of the best EVPs I've heard.
Yeah. All righty. Well, I guess I don't want to play no more.
You don't want to play no more. We'll play next week.
We'll play no more. Yeah, we'll play next week. But guess what? We're going to do Red Circle / Misty Sunday next week. We'll have some fun with it.
Yeah. But we're going to see if we can find something, though.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to see if we can stump everybody out there. Because you're going to have to tell us, is it real or is it tinfoil? Yeah. Truth or tinfoil.
Right. Yeah. That sounds good. I'm good with that. All right, guys.
So we'll see everybody next week.
Have fun. We'll see you Wednesday, too. Don't forget, we'll see you Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you tune in. Giants of Kandahar, Jason McLean, Wednesday night, 7 p.m., Blondes and Boos. Check it out.
See you guys.